gods and goddesses, y'all finally made it. It is my first unofficial video for my story, Outcast to Outstanding. I am so happy you guys all made it. It's going to be an introduction to those who have just recently become gods and goddesses. This is my healing process, really. I just figured for 2018, I really wanted to let go of the past, you know. The past really was eating me up. Like, I would notice time and time again, I'd be moving forward, then I move back so far deep. What? Like, how am I supposed to move forward if you're telling me I'm going to move back? Like, what is the point? You know, to the point that I was like, something is wrong here, you know? I must have something holding me back. Something is taking me away from all my blessings. So I sat there and realized, after events and events and events and events and events of things, it hit me. Oh my goodness. I have went through a lot. Like, I honestly have. Like, I just thought and said, what? Like, I'd watch somebody's story about them telling about the things they went through, and I was like, I would start crying, I would start tearing up, never really understanding why. And then as time went on, I started to know, oh my gosh, I relate. That happened to me too. And it hit me like, I can't keep quiet, you know? It's taking so much room in my life. I'm 23 years young, and this shit is taking over my life. Why? Why can't I just let it go? Like, you know, I tried ripping paper, like writing a whole bunch about that person and burning it. I prayed to God. I asked for forgiveness from numerous of people. I tried to amend relationships. I tried to pretend it never happened. But it all came back to the same conclusion. This gotta go. It's like a house full of stuff, and you just realize it's time to clean up. Every single season, you gotta clean up: spring, winter, fall, summer. And that's what it was. It was overdue things that needed to go. I need to unpack and just throw out some things. Even matter of fact, throw out the suitcase. Let it go and say, you know what? I don't need the suitcase. I don't need to pack up in you, because this wound was so deep. And when I realized my story, I realized the shit I went through. This story is going to be a lot, guys. It's going to be a lot. It is going to come with substance abuse, Me Too movement, Black Lives Matter, women's rights, bullies. Yeah, you thought you left that shit at elementary. No, honey, that shit keeps going, and it could even be your best friend and family. Domestic violence. Whew. That one is really touchy subject, because, you know, time and time again we hear on media, if it happens once, it'll happen again. But there's still stories of things that happen and again and again. And you just wonder, why? You know, there has to be something that's not working out that's causing this to keep happening to people. Because we don't talk about it enough. You know, we hear stories of people coming out about it and saying, you know, it took me time to let go, I had a friend, whatever. But we don't hear the stories of a neighbor saying, you know what, I took it because I didn't know I didn't love myself. Or I didn't know that I had trauma from childhood, or trauma from just bullies or things in my lifetime. I didn't know these things caused me to be with this person. I didn't know this person had a hold on me, like a big grip hold on me. I didn't know that, you know? So this story had happened to me too. So it's going to be about domestic violence, police brutality, old programming and beliefs. Tell me about that. Praise it. Because we are taught to be a certain way. We're taught to, you know, please everyone and live for everyone. But it's okay to be you. It's so okay. 100%, 1000%, in fact. It's okay. Be you. You know, I went through a phase where I was like, you know, like it's like walking into a certain room of people, and I realized, why do I want to try to impress them? Do they pay my bills? Am I going to get paid for this? Are they going to give me a nice high five? Am I going to get the compliments of the year from each and every single one of them? No, I'm going to get mean mugs, and I don't like you, and why would you wear that with this? You know? So it's better to just be you, because they're going to talk regardless. They're going to say mean things, and they're going to talk about how much they hate you, and the real ones are going to even love you, because now you're an example of being authentic. I'm going to talk about unjust healthcare system. You know, it's so funny how you would think the one thing you could trust, like, you know how everybody loves firemen or fire people, fire departments. Everyone loves them. They could do no wrong in no one's eye because they save our lives. But you would think everybody would feel the same way about doctors and nurses. But you'd be surprised what these people would do for money. I'm going to talk about mindsets. I'm in control. My reality is my choice. I decided that's going to be that way when I finally let go of my past. I mean, I did it all to let go. I fought it. I had to move on from it. I had to say, I'm over it. But I finally had to say it. Like you know, when you're studying in school, right? They always tell you to read it, then you gotta write it, then you gotta say it out loud, and then you gotta teach it to someone. That's the same way. I read it, I wrote it, I said it out loud, but now it's time to teach somebody, because I know I could save a life. Because there's some suicide attempts in here, in this story. Suicide attempts. Because no one was there. There's going to be sadness and me being vulnerable. I can't even say the word. That's how bad it is to me. I am going to be weak. I'm just going to tell my story. Like, it's going to be draining, full of tears, full of sadness, full of fights, full of craziness. But you know, the end is going to be brilliant because I'm here. I'm here. I'm alive. I'm strong. I'm still beautiful. I'm still stunting. So you know the story's going to be lit. You know it's going to end very, very well. But because I am one of the few survivors. I'm going to talk about mental health. Because that monster can go eat you up. But I'm going to talk about spirituality because I feel like I really, in the end of this story, the reason I survived and my near-death experiences, the reason why I made it this far, the reason why I had haters, enemies, rogering back to each other, back and forth, Sylvia did this, Sylvia did that, Sylvia, you know? The reason why I had all this, it's obviously because I was doing something right. So, I'm in his light. I'm made from his light. He knows it. I know it. Oh, I love Heavenly Father. Oh, but this story has to be told in the meantime. So, this was just an introduction to welcome everyone and anybody. Whether you're here for the tea, whether you're here to better yourself, whether you're here to learn about being nosy, you know, want to know what's up with Sylvia. Hey, I want to know about her life. Whether you're here to be empowered, you know, to be a better person for yourself. Whether you're here for change, for a new day. I don't care why you're here, but I just know you're here and I know you can relate to this story because anybody and everybody has gone through at least something from this story. Something. So, I'm gonna hope the best, and I'm gonna hope everybody gets the message, because at the end of the day, bad or good publicity is still publicity. So therefore, I'm down for it. I'll take it. You know, whether it's made fun of or not. This is the last time I'm probably gonna ever talk about it. But whether people make fun, whether people put down, whether people are mad, whether people want to fight me, whatever people feel after this story, I don't care, because guess what? I'm gonna be free. So let me get on my freedom tip and tell this story. There was just an introduction, and heartbreak is in here, love is in here, parents are in here, siblings are in here. Due to legal issues, I will not say people's legal names, so I will fill in the names with someone else. But because of family members, or like people that are because there's people that are involved in my kids' families, I'm gonna have to say their names, because they're family to my kids. So things will happen. Things will be told. So y'all, go tell your family and friends, because this is not going to be a story you want to be missing out on. It is going to be the end of the year poppin' story in the Sudanese community in Calgary. But not only that, it is going to be a poppin' story for all women, because we need to wake up. We need to wake up. You know, I am Sudanese, as you can tell. I mean, yeah, that's my ethnicity. But I feel like we are so into the silencing of not talking about damn problems. You know, people gotta be quiet. Nobody want to talk about it, and everybody is fighting each other just for power. You know, I thought we came from Sudan to here to change our views and learn new things and be safe for more, but not continue the things that caused this war. Like, what was the whole point of even leaving Sudan then? Why didn't you just stay? You're gonna still believe, like, be all hung up on these old beliefs. You should have changed your life, because honey, this story is gonna talk about some people sending money back home. And these people already, I mean, when you send money back home, these people think we're rich and balling and living life well. So why not rich and ball and live life well? Don't get it, but without further ado, the video is gonna go down. So subscribe, because it is about to go down. The story is about to be told, and I know you don't want to miss out. You don't want to be not a part of the story. You don't want to not hear the story, you know? So without further ado, without talking about what's in the story, I'm gonna tell you the story. Like, finally, story is gonna be told. So please subscribe. Tell your damn friends and share. Because you are a goddess and you are a god, because you are here watching. Because you are great and you deserve happiness and you deserve to spread the word, because all of us need healing. All of us do. And I'm just here to speak what others won't speak or won't say or won't recognize or won't talk about. And I'm just here to be authentic, to be me. These are things I said. These are things I did. Some of them I'm not proud of. Some of them I am. But it all started somewhere. There's no smoke without fire. So therefore, something had to start somewhere. But anyway, thank you guys. But anyway, no, next video is from 0 to 6 years old. I'm going to start telling the story. It is going to be told. So you have no choice but to win. Because hello, they already think you're whack. They already think you're a loser. They already think you ain't shit. Remember, I told you I was an outcast. But now I'm outstanding. So I hope you are going to be the same and release the God and goddess within you. Thank you guys.